Three, two, and here we are, everybody. It's your boy Guapo Damas at the top of the world at Icon Radio. Here we are ranting again. Hey, welcome everybody. It's another day here at the 4luvofboxing podcast at RTU launching at Icon, right? Look who we got in the house again. Introduce yourselves, my people.
My man, what's up, bro? Jerry. You guys know me, legendary LP. Yee. Big boxing fan. Anytime you want to talk boxing, hit me up at Valley of the Sun on Twitter or IG.
Yeah.
I'm Vero. I'm new here, but I'm going to make it good.
Short and sweet, just like you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what's up, boxing fam? You know what it is. What it do? It's your boy Rob, Mr. LP, representing that 4luvofboxing like I always do. Me and my boy Guapo Damas always giving you guys the banter and the love and the details of boxing, and we're gonna go dive right into it. My man, what do we got in store for this episode?
Hey man, listen. When it comes to days that you can kind of say are very big and important when it comes to boxing, we have a humongous day coming in boxing, right? It's going to be a whole day of boxing, man. I do believe it is July 19th.
The 19th.
All right, man.
2 weeks.
Tell them all about the card, my man.
2 weeks. Well, I'm going to give a quick breakdown in regards to that. We're going to dive right into it, details. But we have a whole stack of cards.
What they call that a slate?
The slate. During the day, in the UK, we got the rematch of Usyk versus Dubois.
Yes.
My goodness.
Unification
also,
for all the titles.
We're going to get right into all those details. We got Bam Rodriguez. He's going to be taking on freaking Cafu in a very excellent banger. It's actually a pick 'em fight. And I'm a big fan of Bam, just for the record. On that card, too, we got the AZ homeboy, Triple McCumbee. He's taking on the young stuff from LA, Diego Pacheco.
Love that guy.
And on the pay-per-view card later on that day, we got the return of the Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao coming back, man.
Taking on Mario Barrios, and we're going to get into the details, but that card is stacked.
Yes, sir.
Super stacked. But that's what we got cracking off right there and stuff. But let's go ahead and start off the segment on the top of the freaking the hour of that day with the unification for the heavyweight championship of the world. Undisputed status. Undisputed status claims the rematch. Dubois versus Usyk. My guy, Jerry.
Bro.
Break it down, man.
Man, I'm as excited as you are, bro. For not just about that fight, but that day. I mean, that day, July 19th, from midday to late evening, on all across the world, they're going to be watching boxing on July 19th. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean,
all eyes on boxing.
There are some days that this happens, but man, there's nothing that's going to get in the way of watching boxing on the 19th. To answer your question.
To my wife at home, I apologize. Anniversary is earlier in that week. I'm supposed to be celebrating on that day.
Oops. I pray for you, bro. But yes, the undisputed unification. How many times? We've been seeing that a lot lately in the heavyweight division.
There's one trinket that always fucking wants to be a little fuss and disappear, and then gets collected again.
I mean,
some shit?
that title has been passed around in the heavyweight division a couple times in the last several years, and it's a beautiful thing because you got that one champion in the heavyweight division, and if they're exciting, boxing is exciting.
Yeah. It's the pinnacle. It's the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
No, listen, and the guys that are at the top right now are very exciting. I gotta say, every time I'm tuning in, right, Usyk puts on incredible performances, man. Like the work he's been able to do coming up from cruiserweight and then doing it at heavyweight and then being able to become undisputed at heavyweight, man. Like it's a beautiful thing. There's been people that have done it before, right? I believe Michael Moore did it. I believe Evander Holyfield did it at one point. Like there's people who have been able to do it, but it's not an easy thing. And in today's day in Asian fighting,
super rare. Four belts? This is the 4-belt era, by the way.
4-belt era, but also if we were to keep it 100% real, the big guys now in there are enormous.
Yeah.
This isn't like a cruiserweight stepping in and you're fighting a 220-pound heavyweight. You're now fighting 270, 280.
They've actually contemplated regarding getting put in a super heavyweight division, add another division to the squad. But let's circle back. Jerry, I want you to tell our thoughts on this fight, man. Go ahead and talk to me about this, man. Let's go.
So Guapo Damas mentioned one quick thing, though. He said that it's not like it was cruiserweight going to heavyweight. Actually, Usyk is a cruiserweight moved to heavyweight.
No, that's what I was
And-
saying. That it's been done before in that sense. Holyfield, Moore did it, but in this sense, it hasn't been done before because the guys he's fighting now are like
Big
Tyson
monsters.
Fury was 300 pounds. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Like
Got you. I'm with you. I'm with you
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yep. And how can you not like Usyk? He fights anybody, anywhere. There's one more guy out there after this fight, and I'll let you get into that because I know how much you
big
like that
fan.
guy.
Oh, it is.
But-
It is
but
good. They know me.
But Usyk's style is so fan friendly. His personality is so damn fan friendly. I have a hard time not liking Usyk just as a person. You know, I mean, the guy enjoys what he does. He enjoys training camp. He enjoys the
scares
whole
me.
fight, and he could turn it on a dime and then smile and give you that
Yeah,
weird
that was about the serial killer look, if you
serial
will.
killer smile.
But
as
he
if-
would do it randomly. Somebody's getting interviewed in the bar scene. He would just pop in.
Yeah.
Whoop,
Hilarious.
smile, and then just pop right back out.
Hilarious.
Like, what that was? That just the undisputed champion?
But
Ah,
but you want him on your team if
yeah,
shit
he's a
goes
good-
down.
He's a good guy, man.
You know, and shit went down in his home country, and he went through all of that
that's right,
struggle,
that's right.
and he left the game.
Everything about going in that, Robert. Yeah.
You know, and he's never defended his belts in his home country. He
sad.
really is a road warrior. I got a lot of love for Usyk. I do. I really do. He's grown a lot on me since he's entered the heavyweight division because he's fought bigger dudes, like you said. And he's beat up those bigger dudes. So that's one weight division that you don't care about. That's one division, the only division you don't care about being heavier than your opponent. Because both of those guys, you know, could throw some bombs and they're gonna land that one punch where it's gonna change the fight.
No, listen,
it's
and
the
going-
skill about having to move and be able to fucking stay away from them big shots.
But I have not even talked about Dubois.
No, and listen, that's where I was gonna get into it, man. It makes it a really, like a really entertaining matchup that's gonna happen, right? Dubois actually did decent against Usyk
Hey.
for how it goes, right? He did.
Hey,
he did
that
he
fight
did
was
pretty good.
entertaining.
And Dubois has some crazy momentum going. His win over AJ was amazing, man. Like
Huge
everybody
for-
who was watching on, he looked very tough in that AJ fight.
Dominated.
Huge for
Right.
England boxing.
So I would say, to me, Dubois does have some momentum in there enough to make it very interesting, right? Having said that, it shouldn't be Dubois fighting. You guys know where my stance is. There's a certain Polynesian big man who should be the one who should be getting this crack at it. Joseph Parker is amazing. He's got more momentum than anybody other than Usyk right now to me in the heavyweight division. He's actually, nobody saw him whooping Wilder's ass at that moment like that. Right now, in retrospect, Wilder is probably a little bit past his time.
Oh,
in
he
prime
is
at
past
that
his time.
right? It's very evident, right? But Joseph Parker was the one who exposed that first. Let's keep it real. Tyson won over Wilder, but he wasn't dominant over Wilder in that sense, where you could say, "Oh, Wilder's done." Now, Joseph Parker did put it on him, right? And the very next fight was against Big Bang Zhang.
Big
and
Bang.
I'm telling you, man,
Down goes Big Bang.
He made Yao Ming look very, very beatable. You know what I mean?
This
It's
guy.
one of those deals, bro. So to me,
I apologize,
he's earned that.
fans. We ain't no racist on
He's
that.
earned
That was funny.
No, listen, and then he fought Bacoli, and man, he put it on Bacoli, bro. That was amazing to see. Bacoli was good night, and it was done fast, bro.
Yeah.
He went in there and took care of
definitely has an
business.
impressive streak. He does.
So
He does.
to me,
But he's
Joseph
not-
Parker should be getting that shot.
But hold on, yeah, but with that though,
It wouldn't be undisputed.
But yeah, yes, exactly that part. So he's not on the card. He's not fighting.
He only wouldn't be undisputed because Dubois already ducked him, bro. Dubois was supposed to fight him, and Dubois said pulled out of that fight. To me, he knocked Bacoli out, which was so impressive, only because Dubois pulled out. If not, it would have been Dubois who gets knocked out.
I'm not gonna knock that Joseph Parker does not deserve to be in the conversation. You know, he's probably a number one mandatory for at least one or two of those belts.
He's actually the next one up for the WBO because he's the interim heavyweight.
He's
champion
probably in the
WBO.
top 5 for all those belts. There's no doubt about it, probably.
most definitely.
So is he deserving? Yes, and he's riding a winning streak. But again, too, if he keeps knocking dudes out in that same trajectory, if he keeps doing that, maybe in 1 or 2 more fights, there's not gonna be no doubt that he's gonna get that fight next.
Yeah.
You know, so is he deserving? Yes, absolutely, because there's not any other heavyweights doing what he's doing. And right now, you want that one champion. So all he's got to do is just wait his turn, wait in line, and eventually, as long as he keeps knocking fools out, then he's going to get his opportunity. I just hope that it happens sooner rather than later because Usyk's getting older. Parker's getting older. Eventually,
that's my fear,
you
bro.
do not want to get a belt and it's a vacant belt because
No, listen, and
gone,
that's my problem with it, bro. Is that I think that Joseph Parker. I mean, if we're talking about age, he's probably one of the older ones in that scenario, right? So he's only
they're
got
creeping,
so many.
they're creeping up to 40.
You know
Yeah,
what I
they're
mean?
creeping up to 40.
So Usyk's up there in age too. I think Dubois probably stands the best, like, out of everybody in there. If he can pull off a miracle against Usyk, man, he's got age on his advantage. And imagine the momentum he would pull into anything if he was able to get Usyk at it or even win over Usyk.
How about
Nobody's
this?
done it.
How about this? So we got a little bit of a bombshell this week because Tyson Fury's back in the news. Tyson Fury
I heard
has come
something
out of
about
retirement
lining up,
again.
for Usyk though,
He wants Usyk. He says it's rabbit season. So
But
he
his
wants to
age
come
for-
back and
Listen,
he's keep.
all that means to me is that means that Joseph Parker's gonna get dug again.
Well, no,
Once it's done.
this is what I'm. I mean, of course, because Joseph Parker isn't going to bring what Usyk can bring to the table. There's unfinished business,
yes,
right?
Yes,
But
yes.
why don't Tyson Fury get a tune-up bout? Not even necessarily a tune-up, but you fight Parker
And prove who deserves it next.
He won't do that because
because
Joseph Parker's
dangerous. Because it's too dangerous. I
100%.
get that. I get that. But that would be the perfect situation to see if Fury's even still got it, and if Parker is the real deal, because there would be nobody else left in the way.
There's only one person who's the real deal, and that's Evander.
Holyfield.
Well, Amanda Serrano is also known as the real
There's
deal,
only
right?
two people that are the real deal.
my only thoughts of Tyson Fury actually humoring a trilogy with Usyk is the fact that he realized, you know what? I weigh more. I'm bigger than what I was. I'm still agile and I can still move. I got more weight. I could put this weight on. I think that's always been his game plan, trying to freaking slow down the smaller man. And I think he feels, well, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna manhandle him even more so. He's probably gonna come in even at his all-time highest weight, all for the sheer fact he wants to just put his weight on top of him.
If we was to
And
keep it 100% real,
it won't work.
this is the
It
heavyweight.
won't. I don't think it will, but that was his only game plan.
That's a beautiful thing inside that he's going that way with it and he thinks that would work. But I'm gonna tell you, he's getting way too far ahead. This is the heavyweight division, and these are guys who can crack. There's no guarantee it's gonna be Usyk, man. I'm telling you.
You're right.
And if it's Dubois and Tyson Fury, they're putting in 150,000 people in
UK?
Arsenal Stadium out there in the
Wembley
UK.
Stadium
You know
or
what I mean?
something.
Yeah.
Well, this-
Wembley
this-
holds 90,
Oh,
but
two
yes.
right now?
That's where
Yeah.
that's where this fight's at. It's at Wembley, and
It's
it's
at Wembley,
holding
see?
about 90,000.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be a packed house.
It's going to be awesome. An awesome vibe in UK boxing is something that's on the bucket list.
Hey, we gotta go, bro.
Bum, bum,
Oh,
bum.
yeah. No, listen, we gotta get out there, and much love to all my British people that are out there listening.
sir.
Man, we love you guys in the fight game. Hey, listen, when
Can't wait
Sweet
to be
Caroline
there.
comes on, we know there's about the putazos about to take down.
Right before the
And
main
we're
event.
that, and we love that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Man, they're some of the most passionate fans.
Yeah, man.
Not just for
Beautiful thing.
not just for boxing, but for any sport. I mean, they are partying
They really commit,
from
yeah.
early to mid to the main, afterwards. I mean, they it's like, man, where do they get that energy from, bro? Maybe we'll find out one day. You know?
Hey,
Hopefully
hey,
so,
hey,
man.
play back
Hopefully
on when
so.
we were in Vegas. Who was the British fighter that was fighting? Because I remember there was a bunch of
There's
British,
only
fans that showed up.
one Ricky Hatton.
Ricky Hatton.
Look,
And he brought a whole bunch of fans.
No,
Bro.
listen, we were in Vegas and all of a sudden we were overwhelmed with all sorts of British coming out of everywhere. And listen, it was a great
Fun.
experience. Everybody was so cool, man. Everybody was so friendly. We were enjoying it and what it was, the vibe with the boxing community, and they were embracing us too. So thank you very much for all the British boxing fans out there.
Yes, sir. They travel well,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, man.
Like I said, not just for
Awesome.
boxing. I mean, you talk about WWE, they're loud. For soccer, they're loud. I mean, I remember when Ricky Hatton was fighting Pacquiao or Mayweather, they got the last seats in the MGM Grand, like at the very top, like the last seats. And they brought in like the drum,
bands?
the bass
Yeah,
or something,
yeah, yeah.
and they're all boom, boom,
Even up
boom.
on top, the cameras were like, look at these guys.
And you could hear them throughout the fight. I mean, it's awesome, bro. I mean, it's just
and the
amazing.
singing, bro. The singing, the chants, right? So everybody at home knows I watch soccer, man. So soccer is about atmosphere and the chants and everything that you got going on. in boxing, you have a lot of that same stuff where you hit certain regions or you hit certain fight genres or fight crowds that react in a certain way. Man, with the British is amazing because they got chants and shit going the whole time.
And it's not just the British; it's the Irish.
Look,
but that's pride.
European.
That's just their pride.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Everybody who's out there is great fighters.
It's a normal day for them. It's a normal tradition.
But that's if you're pride.
And I'll tell you, Irish or British, man, it's the other. There's two Irishmen, so
yeah, that's right. There's no man-made river between them.
I want my British fans to actually weigh in on the comments. Would you guys rather it be Usyk versus Tyson when Tyson comes back, or would you guys rather it be Dubois when Tyson comes back? Man, I'd like to know what you guys think. And I want to tell you guys, if it's Dubois and Tyson out there, and there's gonna be 150, we need to figure out how to get out there, man. Real shit. Yeah. It's on my bucket list.
Hey, we're looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
But yeah.
I was saying that's just mainly the pride. You can tell which countries or
self-motivated.
The pride, and that's, you know what I mean, like Hispanics, Mexicans, whatever. We're all prideful as well, but we also segregate within each other. You know what I mean? Mexico. Mexican American, you know what I mean? But when you're a unity and your pride,
the Central American bias that's all over this place.
No, but when you're a whole unity, you're prideful for all your people. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see everyone
in your tribe. Look, Latin fans are ravenous when it comes down to it, man. You just gotta see the fucking one.
Oh yeah. Hey, it breaks up families.
100%.
Yeah. But let's circle back to Dubois real quick, because he deserves a little bit of our attention too.
A lot of our attention. He's actually been putting in work.
Because he is on a good winning streak, and he's actually knocking guys out right now, right? But he is also so vulnerable. He's so vulnerable to getting stopped. But he's absorbing some of those.
He's so vulnerable because of his style, right? I mean, it's an amazing fight style, but it also leads to having a lot of opportunities that makes him extremely vulnerable.
But let's dive into that body shot from that first Usyk fight. Was that shit legit or not? And I know it's going to be talked about in the build-up to this fight. It's going to be all over the place. It depends who you ask. It depends who you ask and the angle. But if that was a low blow, I've seen worse low blows, and I've seen guys stand there and still not even take a 10 count. You know, I mean, Usyk was really reeling from that low blow as if it was something that was like, you know, stopping him from having kids anymore. It wasn't even that low.
So listen, so there was moments for Dubois in that first fight. And the crazy part for me is that he actually did okay against Usyk, right?
He did well.
If we actually keep it real, I think he's got a much better shot this time. With the momentum and the build-up and the experience,
bro.
It's a whole totally different fighter. I also think that because it's not the first time he's going to be in with Usyk, there's going to be a certain level of understanding and knowledge that goes with that. You know, there's not going to be that fear, that anxiety of, I don't know what this dude's going to be like. He's a fucking killer. He's a psycho. And we all know that about Usyk, you know what I mean? Now he's already been in there with it. So there's not that mystery to that part of it. Well, right? He knows what he's facing.
He knows what he's facing, but what he's facing is a beast.
It is, but this isn't the same beast he faced the first time, because now he's been in some wars too.
Dubois quit on his knees. He didn't bother to get up, bro. He was beaten, and he got his soul sucked out of him in that fight. And in regards to that knockdown, I want to go ahead. In regards to that punch, the questionable punch, it was borderline. Everybody's talking about this and that, and I do agree it was borderline. But respectfully, Jerry, yeah, it wasn't like he hit him right on the freaking sack. But the thing is this, when you're wearing those protective cups,
it hurts.
When you hit at that point with that level, that bout line, and if you're low and you hit projecting it up, which is exactly what took place, that cup pulls up.
I got an idea. We should bring a cup and let Guapo Damas take a couple shots to the belt.
That cup
bring the cup next time Guapo Damas does it.
But that cup pulls up and it pulls everything up with you. And that does not feel good. From my experience, that shit hurts like no other. And I promise you guys this. I promise you this. People are thinking that Usyk trying to freaking,
milk it,
dramatic and milk it. But I promise you this: if the referee at that moment on point was calling it a knockdown and started counting, guaranteed he would have got his ass up.
Yeah.
But when the referee did call it a freaking low blow, he was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna go ahead.
I got 5 minutes at that point.
I'm gonna go ahead and freaking and just recover from this shit because it hurt, whether it was a low blow or not." I believe that it was a low blow. I feel that the call was right. But I know a lot of people will be debatable and talking and bull crapping in regards to it. But hey, we shall see. Because in 2 weeks,
It
we
starts
got the
off.
rematch.
Starts off
And
a hell of a day.
I cannot wait
That's
for a
the
day
start.
of boxing. And
That's
it starts
the
off with
start
the
of the
undisputed
fucking
heavyweight.
fight
If you will. That fight should be the main course. It should be the last fight of the night. But it's actually the first main event of that day.
Of that
There's
day.
so much boxing.
All that is if you're Top Chef, you know, that just means you're starting with dessert at the end. It's not really the main course because the other fight card is so big that that's going to be the main course, man.
I kind of
There's so
prefer
many
dessert
quality
before the
fighters.
main course. It makes me hungrier.
I'm not quite sure what we're talking about food now, so, but so do I.
All right, so listen. So that's what's opening us up on that day, right?
Yes. Moving
What's the
on
next
right
one?
along and stuff. So we got the zone. So both, just for the record, it's pay-per-view, I believe, or is it just regular?
It is Amazon Prime pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view. But on the zone, later on that day, we got the badass Bam Rodriguez,
Future superstar.
defending his multi-bouts versus the very tough, very capable of winning, formerly Kafua.
Hey,
Who?
Yeah,
Who?
Kafua.
bless you.
Yeah. Hey, that's a pick'em fight. I love Bam. He's action packed. We've actually got a chance to see him a couple times live ringside. We enjoyed his fights plenty.
He fought here?
He's
Yes.
good. He's good.
He's
I
the-
was
no,
impressed
he is
with-
the good.
No, he's good, but he also dug Chocolatito.
Here we go.
Well,
Hey,
they-
hey, y'all saw it? They literally the best fighter down there is the one he didn't fight.
Nah.
Well,
Yeah, hey.
tell me a better fighter down there than Chocolatito.
Wait. You're doing too much, though, man, because actually
this fucking guy.
weren't they actually in camp together?
They were, which they then said the best fighter down here is Chocolatito, and if you want to measure him against the best one, like his trainer, what's his trainer's name? Robert Garcia.
Bam? Yes.
Bam's trainer, right? Robert Garcia said it, and I'll pull up the clip for people watching at home. I'll throw the clip in there on the podcast, right? He literally said Chocolatito hit Bam harder than Bam had ever been hit in sparring. And he actually said that Bam was like, hey, he had to then adjust and bring it on a whole nother level. To me, that's the reason why Bam looks so impressive against Gallo. Chocolatito schooled him on the art of it. Now, am I saying Chocolatito is going to somehow mysteriously going to get younger and turn the clocks back? No, but I think now at this point, whenever he does get that shot at Bam, which it will happen because there's money involved in it, he's now going to be 4 years older, a lot smaller now than what Bam is at. So to me, yes, he did get ducked.
Okay.
Is age
Lots of-
really a number?
Lots
I mean-
to dissect there.
And
But
so let me break it down regarding it. So first off, I'll never be disrespecting or downplaying Chocolatito. I think he's one of the greatest small men of the boxing world. In fact, I do believe he was pound for pound the best fighter in the world, even during the Floyd Mayweather era. Now, when Floyd Mayweather actually finally did retire, he literally passed the torch and be like, this is the next man in line. Me personally, 2 years before that, I was calling Chocolatito the best fighter because he was the man. He was that guy.
Listen,
now, we're
and
talking about years
people-
ago.
People have Chocolatito
That was
slipping
years
from
ago.
that. No, listen. The reality of it is that years ago, he lost to Servungasai, right? Because he got caught, and that guy's got a crazy, amazing power. He's never been beaten on skill. You guys say that Gallo won those fights. I was at those fights with you guys. I lost my mind. I saw Chocolatito win the third fight. Now, the third fight was the closest one. I saw Chocolatito get robbed in the second one, and everybody in Dallas Stadium, what did they do? You had about 90,000 Mexican supporters in there that all booed the decision. Imagine that. Gallo got the decision in front of 90,000
that.
Mexicans, and they booed that decision.
there was only 50.
55.
But we sounded like we were
55.
90.
But straight up though, all
So-
those Mexicans in there, bro, and they were booing the decision because they all saw it. You guys saw it. Let's keep it real. You guys were very primed in there, very up close to that fight. Tell me, you guys saw Gallo fight or not?
There's no doubt that Chocolatito is gonna be in the Hall of Fame. No doubt.
Oh, yeah, shoo-in.
There's no
100%.
doubt that he's still a dangerous fighter to this day. Right now, you put him in with anybody in lightweight classes, he's still gonna be dangerous. But he's not as dangerous as he was.
Agree. 100%
And
agree.
Bam-
I can't deny that.
And Bam, I'm sticking up for you, little homie, is not scared of Chocolatito. He's not ducking
I
that
don't
smoke.
100% agree with
He's
that.
not ducking that smoke. Bam will fight him. And what happened in that sparring session was he was sharpening iron with iron.
Yeah, learning.
Yeah. And Chocolatito doesn't just spar with anybody. He wanted to put in those rounds as well, just to show this young guy, like, hey, I might see you one day. It's probably best for me to know what you're going to be like in sparring. Do I still got it? Right? That fight might still happen.
I'd like to see it. Bam's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody to think at home I'm also hating on Bam. I'm just saying that at some point, Chocolatito should have already gotten that fight.
But anytime you mention Bam Rodriguez, you always like,
So we really...
Because I don't hold him as a high of a scale as you guys do, too. You guys see him as the next up-and-coming thing that's going to take over boxing, and he's going to be pound for pound the guy. To me, I don't see it to that level yet.
The only problem with that is he's in a smaller weight class, and then he's always going to get looked over until he moves up in weight, and he might. But
what's his weight right now? Like, what does he fight
really
at? So
just
everybody at home
bypass.
knows?
We really just bypassed.
118.
We really just bypassed the whole junior bantamweight, by the way, just for the record. We just really bypassed the fight that's coming up on the 19th, though. It was just circle back to this.
Isn't that the undercard of the 19th?
It is not. No, they got their own card. They're the headliner.
Oh.
Hey,
my bad to Bam. I thought you were on the undercard. You're the headliner.
The point is this: Chocolatito is not fighting that night. He's not on that card. Okay. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
He should be.
We got
duck his ass. That's why they won't put him on that card.
We got Cafu, who's coming in, freaking go against the beast, and respect to the dude that he's fighting. The dude's an actual beast, you know. And I'm really excited about the fight, and I'm going to circle back. Bam's a big fan. We've seen him fight a couple of times.
He's
you know
good.
What I'm saying?
He's good. The kid's good.
Hey, the dude, he's the goods. He really is. The dude can fight. Love him. This is I'm telling you guys. Do your research. This is a pick-em fight. And I'm really excited about this one right here. I really am. It
is, but is anybody picking against Bam?
Negative.
Yeah, got you.
Negative.
I got you. And now, in regards to that same fight card, though, co-main event, we got the Arizona homeboy, Macumbi, who's coming off a very freaking solid effort versus former world champ, Caleb Plant. He's taking on the young stud from Cali, Diego Pacheco. And oh my goodness, man, that's Trevor Macumbi comes and brings it. He brings it. But that young lion Pacheco is gonna be a handful for anybody, and I'm very intrigued. And of course, you know me, I'm
picking Macumbi.
I'm Team AZ. So Macumbi, I'm hollering at you, and I know my peoples are reaching out to you. We're gonna be seeing you in this station and this freaking show very soon. We would love to have a recap after that fight does take place, my man. I know you're deep in the training and you couldn't make it. It's all to the good. But we're going to definitely have you here and show you love and respect, no matter the outcome. But I wish you the best success and nothing less. But you guys, though, let's keep it real and no bias in regards to it. What do you guys expect to see in that fight?
I'm pulling for Macumbi, and I'm going to reach out and say, Macumbi, hey, man, you get a chance to meet Guapo Damas, man. Come down here and holler at me, man.
The legend.
The legend.
The man. The legendary player.
Yeah, so Trevor Macumbi's made his rounds here in the local scene for many years. We've seen him on a couple smaller Iron Boy fights at the Celebrity Theater a couple times. A rabid fan base, good family man. Got nothing but no negativity towards Trevor Macumbi. He's just going up against a better all-around fighter. And I say that respectfully, and hopefully he can make me eat crow in this studio when he comes in if he can beat Diego Pacheco.
Respect, I love that.
But I think Diego Pacheco will handle Trevor Macumbi easier than the Caleb Plant fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm on that
Pacheco.
I'm on that escalator going up with Pacheco and Bam Rodriguez, bro.
Okay.
Right now, and I think both of those guys are going to be the future, bro.
You can't really hate on that. Those are young
showing out party for Pacheco then, huh? On this one.
I don't know. I mean, potentially, yeah. I think it could be a showing out party, but I think anybody who fights Trevor Macumbi thinks they're gonna, because he doesn't have a lot of big fights on record, so there's not a lot of like tape on what his style could be, so he's always going to be difficult. He's always going to be very difficult, and he couldn't win this fight. He can, in my eyes, it's a very slim possibility.
Listen, it'll be interesting to see. So we start with dessert, right? We had a really good dessert with the
Cheesecake.
Usyk Dubois fight, and now we moved on to the snack, which was Bam. Now we can move on to the main course and tell us what's on that card, man.
Oh my goodness, this pay-per-view fight card. This is on Amazon Prime, just for the record. Not the.
Well,
Usyk.
the Amazon Prime fight card does start before the DAZN fight card.
No shit.
About an hour before. So there's a whole
guys,
slew.
yeah.
A whole slew or
There's gonna, be
slate.
some, there's gonna be some crossing of
On some of the other
paths here,
cards,
my
yeah.
goodness. And shout out to my boy Jerry right here. He's actually hosting the fight card at his crib. And luckily for us fight fans, he's got about 4 TVs running off any single time during fight night. Shout out, my man. We can't wait to be there.
Bro,
Yes,
we ain't gonna miss
missing
shit.
nothing.
Nope, not at all.
But that pay-per-view card, the return of the legends.
No, hold on. Start from the bottom when we go from the bottom up, bro. That's the main course.
Starting from the bottom,
Starting from the bottom, baby.
Okay, fair enough. So the pay-per-view fight card on Amazon Prime. We're gonna go ahead and start out with the first fight that's on deck. Brandon Figueroa, who is an action-packed, all-out fighter. What do they call him? Pretty boy or something, right? Like what?
Man,
Heartbreak Kid.
Heartbreak Kid.
The Heartbreak Kid. And he's a
Shawn
good-looking.
Michaels.
He's a good-looking stud, and that boy could fight. He's taking on one of the Cubs homies that I got a chance to meet and brush shoulders
Very
with a couple
close.
of times. Joette Gonzalez.
Nice kid, man.
Yeah, man, I got a number of respect for him. You know, he's a cool dude.
Much
man.
love to Joey Gonzalez,
Very
man.
cool dude,
Always
so-
been a big
He's
like
always
you
showed
can say a
love
big
to us.
friend to the fucking love to
He
4
always
boxing.
show love with
Yeah.
us, man. He always show love. You know, we have a couple of snippets and interviews with him, questions and stuff too. Man, respect to you, man. But keeping it real again, no biased stuff. So with Joette, he's on the opener of this pay-per-view card. He's taking on a very, very, very heavy task, and the Heartbreak Kid Figueroa. That's a tough fight.
It pains you, huh? It pains you.
Yeah, hey, so again, unbiased. I'm gonna keep it real. I want to sit here and tell you guys what I want to say, but
No,
I'm
go-
gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it
Hey,
100.
go on the limb right now, bro. You want Gonzalez. Take him.
I do want Gonzalez,
Hey,
man.
look, he does.
I do.
Bro, he hesitated big time on it. Tell
I
him
do,
you
man.
behind
I-
Joey Gonzalez.
Hey, I want Joette. So when he took on Shakur Stevenson and that feud, that rivalry, because his sister was in play. Sidebar, you guys, in case you guys didn't know, Shakur Stevenson is dating his sister. They're both fighters. They don't like each other because of whatever freaking happened. I guess with their relationship, Joette tried to get up in the mix. They turned it into an actual boxing fight. They went into the ring. Shakur is undefeated, as obvious. He beat him, right? And he beat him soundly. It sucks. It was a little embarrassing, you know. I mean, if I was trying to be like, I'm gonna
It
defend.
wasn't a little embarrassing because Shakur is next level, bro. Shakur's got crazy skill. He's next level.
My point is that you're like, I'm gonna defend my family's honor. I'm gonna defend my sister, and then you get your ass manhandled and stuff, and that just
By
that
your
sucks.
brother-in-law.
And yeah, and that's
Wow, from that perspective.
Somebody's got to lose.
and it's a bummer. It's a bummer. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Like, it is what it is.
boxing will humble a man.
But even before and after that fight, big fan of Joette.
Yeah,
And I
still-
got a chance to meet him even afterwards, and he's such a cool dude. I got nothing but respect. And yes, as a big fan I am of the Heartbreak Kid, and he's a hell of a fucking fighter. Yeah, my heart, my soul, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. Fuck it. I'm saying it. Joette,
Nice.
prove me.
Nice.
Prove me,
I
man.
like that. He was bold enough
Come
to go
on,
out there and say it.
Joette.
There you
Let's get
go.
that
I like
W,
that.
man. Let's get you back in the W con versus a solid fighter. And I'm going to go be rooting for you on that one, man. I'm dead ass, man. But now go ahead, guys. Go ahead and give it to me. What you guys got on that?
Hey, I got Joette too.
All right,
I'm
all
just
right.
saying, hey, let's go, man. Joette, he's a really cool dude, man, and he's been, like I said, a big friend to here. So I'm gonna throw my support behind him too. I believe he can do it, man. I believe he can.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up.
Well, let me be the voice of reason in this room here. As I normally am. There's a reason why you guys keep bringing me around. I love the enthusiasm, but I think what it is you meet these guys, you meet these fighters outside the ring, and you get to build a relationship with them,
rapport and all, yes,
and that's a beautiful thing, and I hope to continue to do that with more fighters on this brand. But again, too, the ceiling is just too high. It's just too high for Gonzalez in this fight. Love his style. I really do love his style. but I think it's just stylistically made
For sure.
perfect for Brandon Figueroa. And as much as you
Listen,
mentioned,
Figueroa is good. We can't knock on that part.
but he is
Figueroa's
beatable.
really good.
He is beatable.
He is beatable.
But at that level, and I don't think Joet's at that level anymore.
Who was it?
Let's turn back the clock and find out.
Fulton.
Stephen Fulton.
Brandon took on Fulton, right?
Yeah. And a great fight.
He did.
Yeah, hell
He
of a
did.
fight.
But you mentioned Joet's sister in that feud with Shakur.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I know the boxing community is. But have you guys seen Brandon Figueroa's sister? Yeah, she's like a fitness model. She's all over social media, but
Haven't seen her, but now I want to see
she
her.
works in the corner with the Figueroas, and she is quite the looker. Yeah, but
So
she's
you
very,
Go
very
down,
fit.
I want to see
So
her.
the battle of sisters now, huh?
No, well, I mean, hey, if they both show up, they should both be in the corner. They really should.
Conversations you hear when
They
you're
should
in a
throw
room full of
down
men.
regardless of what the outcome is.
Yeah. But no, shout out to the Figueroa family because they are boxing. They are an athletic family. And the Joet Gonzalez right here, man, mate. Let's hope that this isn't your last fight because we know you got a lot more in you.
Nah.
Yeah. But he's a hell of a fighter, bro.
Who's the next fight
big
coming
fan,
up
big
there, man?
fan, big
Listen,
fan.
at the end of this, we're covering the whole day, right? We're literally covering like the most exciting fight day that it's been for the last like 5 years, I would say, man. Like
I don't
from the
know,
moment
man.
you
But yeah,
you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you're gonna have fight
Yeah,
games.
yeah, for
and
sure.
not just even boxing. There's even UFC that night too, man. So it's like even extra added fight stuff being thrown. I even think there might even be some WWE there. That day, you know what I mean? So we're talking about an
Yeah.
exciting day of commotion and
of
everything, right?
entertainment, for sure,
So,
for
so
sure.
what I want to do is we'll cover
Let
all
the
the
roll
fights,
in.
but at the end of this, we'll actually roll through each fight, and then we'll do our picks right there, and it's just gonna be who you got.
Boom,
We're
boom,
not gonna-
boom.
Yeah, bam, bam, bam,
Okay.
and we'll go with that way.
All right, so the next fight that's going to be on that card, it's a rematch.
Rematch.
Pitbull Cruz versus Angel Figueroa. And real talk, Figueroa freaking.
He's a dog.
He handled Pitbull.
He's a dog.
He handled him, bro.
Well, yeah,
He handled him, bro. He handled him.
There's certain styles that give
He
Pitbull
had-
just
he handled
fits.
yeah, they do.
You know,
He
Pit-
handled him.
Pit-
And in respect to them taking that rematch, but as a social media themed fame, because he took Tank Davis into deep waters, I've never been big on Pitbull. I think he's very limited, fun fighter, but he's just not at the elite level. He's just really not. And I do believe that Figueroa's going to go ahead and get that W. He's going to go ahead and get that W.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
You're
my
not a
vote.
fan of Pitbull?
I'm not.
He said you're
It's
not a
'cause you
fan.
hate Tyson. I'm gonna dig a jab at you, man. You hate Tyson,
It's the
so now
style.
you're hating Pitbull.
It's the style of the fight,
It
bro.
is, bro. Man.
I'm gonna
How
pick
can you
your
hate
guys'
on
brain
Pitbull?
after
When it
this.
comes to fan friendliness, oh my God, Pitbull brings it, and he always comes forward, man.
He
Hey, I
does.
appreciate that 100%, but it just there's levels to the game.
He keeps throwing that overhand right like it's gonna land every time. Every time. So
The definition
so-
of insanity, everybody, right? You know?
yeah.
You gotta do something different.
It's not like it never lands.
I mean, he has his fun.
has it lately? And the biggest fights, Pitbull right now should be like top 10 pound for pound. He could easily, if he didn't lose a couple fights, he could easily be top 10 pound for pound.
People hate on Pitbull in that sense, right? You guys just saw Rolly really work over King Ryan, right? Ryan Garcia got worked by Rolly.
Yes, he did.
Pitbull worked Rolly badly. I'm just
That's-
saying, they
that's
worked him even
styles.
worse.
Hold on.
That's
Pitbull
styles.
also worked Tank Davis in the first fight.
I don't know if he worked him. It was good.
I
It
thought he
was a
won
good
that
fight.
fight.
Aha!
I thought he won that fight.
Look, like it was an extremely fun. By the way, for the record, I had Pitbull winning the fight. So I'm not saying that he didn't do great in the fight. I'm just saying I don't believe it was he worked.
Kind of worked him,
Yeah.
but he definitely won the fight, no doubt.
Yeah,
No
he
doubt.
can't get on a string of consecutive win after win. He always gets on a big win, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon of Pitbull Cruz. And then the next fight, he's a
And-
huge favorite, and then he throws up a
consistency.
duck.
You know, he might
You
be
know?
one of those guys that actually he trains and fights up to his competition. When he fights somebody who was like a no name, he's like, well, I already fought this person, that person. This guy's got nothing to get to me. Like, oh, damn, he's got you. He's got it now.
Yep. But if you saw some of the 24/7 stuff with when he fought, you know, Tank,
Or was it? Yeah, Tank.
maybe Tank, and there might have been one more, but it was probably the Tank fight. I mean, the guy comes from
Humble
lower
beginnings,
class, very
man.
humble beginnings. this sport has given him the opportunity to, take care of his family.
Hey, be careful when you say that about coming from humble beginnings, because Rob is so bougie that he doesn't like those fighters that come from down low.
What are you talking about,
Canelo
bro?
Alvarez came from nothing, and this fool gives him no credit for that. He should.
But it has nothing to do with his humble beginnings.
Listen, I remember that
has nothing to do with that.
he tried to
Stop.
sell me on that.
Bro,
Junior,
stop.
that Junior was a better story than Canelo when that happened. You remember that?
Hey, how'd that work out for him?
Yeah, you
Whoa.
told me, Rob.
Too early, too soon?
So do you think
I just
their
found him, Rob. My
upbringing?
bad, Ice is here.
Hold on. Go
So
ahead.
do you think their upbringings
Plays a
have
factor?
a big part of how they
For
fight?
100%.
Comes-
Sport of boxing,
Boxing
100%.
comes from the inner city.
To me, once again, I play back to it, right? Guapodamos is
100%.
Guatemalan, so I wear
100%.
a big Guatemalan bag. What a lot of people don't know at home, though, too, is I also carry Mexican bloodlines in me, too. Man.
Right.
My grandmother, may rest her soul in heaven, was definitely born in Chiapas, Mexico, so I am definitely part Mexican. And these guys already know the one time my Mexican side shows is when we talking about boxing, because that's definitely where I go with it, right? The two stories that stick out to me the most are Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., Canelo Alvarez. Man, Canelo Alvarez was living in a boxcar. Senior was living in a boxcar. They had such tough upbringings. They came from nothing. They were poor. They had to be tough kids. And all of a sudden, bam, greatest of all time. So does their upbringing and where they come from
That
matter?
purpose.
Most definitely yes, because it provides that
For-
hunger.
for-
Some fighters don't have that
for-
hunger.
for
Those
these
fighters
kind-
do.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. Just even in reality, everyday life, not just because you're a boxer, but when you come from nothing and you have to fight your way to make something.
It makes you a tougher person.
Yeah,
It gives you that extra layer of toughness that you're gonna need. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're gonna grow thick skin, as they say, to
Yep.
be able to
Yes,
get through it.
yes,
That
yes.
is a
The
fact.
sacrifices are legit,
Yes.
and everybody finds their why. And
Absolutely.
And in the sport of boxing, a lot of times it comes from the inner city, and their why is because they want to get out of poverty.
Mm-hmm.
They want the best for not just their family, but their future families.
Yes.
And there's a risk involved. There's a huge risk involved.
Big time.
And a huge
Every
sacrifice.
time these guys go into battle, they could die. Like
Right.
literally, that's
Yeah.
straight up a thing.
It's
Right? Fighters
happened.
Die all the time. Yeah.
It's happened.
100%.
So, what do you think the top 3 qualities of being an excellent fighter? Like, what, you know what I
Hey,
mean?
listen, these guys are the experts. I'm clowning. So you're asking the wrong
But just,
guy. These
I
guys are
mean,
the ones
even
who's
in
fast.
general, for the people that are watching, you guys,
I'll-
what makes three top qualities for a great fighter?
Hold on.
Hold on.
Listen, she asked for 3 qualities. There's 3 of us here. Each one of us will name one. Go ahead.
Me? Discipline.
Yes.
You have to have discipline.
Man, that's the hardest.
So
That's the hardest.
Hey, getting yourself up out of your bed at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to get that road work, all alone, no bells and whistles, no limelight, no camera. It's just you and your thoughts. You have to get up and just prove to yourself that you want it that bad.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody gonna be following you at 3 o'clock in the morning to get your 5 miles in. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody. Like you have to set that alarm.
I'll be following
and get your ass up. And get your ass up and do it. And you guys, man, oh my goodness. That is just so it's mentally and physically draining.
Yeah.
You guys already heard the
So
story.
that's Mr. LP's 1. Jerry, what you
Okay.
got as your 1?
Man, he stole mine. But just like any diet, you're right. It takes discipline to stay on a task, on a strict agenda for that long. You really can't pinpoint, how hard it's gonna hit you when, your discipline is like in your face and you're just like, I'm not gonna deal with you today. So you move on to natural talent. Some are just born.
Like you talking about like the physical attributes or physical
No,
abilities?
but I think natural talent takes place in both. And correct me if I'm wrong, right? It's
No,
a
it
little
doesn't.
bit of everything that
No, it
goes
doesn't.
into it, bro.
No, it doesn't. Roy Jones Jr. is not a great fighter, but he's a very athletic fighter. Big difference. Big difference.
Yeah.
They're not the same. They are not the same, bro. Speed and reflexes doesn't freaking make you more freaking skilled and freaking better.
And that's
than a
what
fighter that plays in the
we would
run.
disagree.
There's
Because to me,
completely
Roy Jones
different
Jr.
entities.
was highly skilled, bro.
It's completely different
You
entities.
tell me which part of
He didn't know
Roy's
how to
game
jab.
was weak.
He didn't even know how to jab, bro.
That was the one
He
thing.
basically grabbed boxing 101 and tossed the book out from day one.
Just from the jabbing aspect of it, though. But when you're as fast as Roy was, did he really need to jab?
Did he really need to spar?
jab.
He should have sparred too, because he looked like he never got hit on the chin.
Yeah. I mean, the taking the punch was a big different thing, right? But when we're talking about natural skill, that is literally the epitome of what that is to me. If you're so naturally skilled that you're not getting hit, isn't that what we're talking about? He's got so many attributes that nobody can hit him. He fought James Toney. James Toney fucked up everybody. James Toney literally, his nickname was Lights Out. How many punches did he land in that fight against Roy?
Here we go again, man. Hey, so yeah, James Toney is one of my top 5 favorite freaking fighters of all time.
Listen, I didn't even go to James Toney because that's one of his favorite fighters.
And
James Toney is one of my favorite fighters too.
This is the second time on this platform you wrote that in my face, but you're right. He beat James Toney. Give respect where it's due. Yes, he did. There's no excuse regarding he did. He did. Respect. But overall, I think James Toney had a far more superior career.
So give me
Roy
your.
Jones won the fucking heavyweight fucking title. Silence, crickets. That's where we go with it. My attribute, right?
There you go.
They said natural skill for Jerry. He said discipline for Mr. LP. For me, it starts here.
Heart.
If you don't have heart in this game, you can't make it. You gotta have those fighters that you gotta have heart because people are gonna hit you, bro. This is the one game, right? You have everything else. It's not contact.
Either you're ready for it or you're not.
Yeah, you're gonna get. At some point, somebody's gonna hit you in the fucking face, and what are you gonna do? That to me is the epitome of what you gotta bring out.
Yes, sir.
So that heart, it makes you overcome the pain, the suffering. Don't think when a mofo that's at that elite level, don't think that the mofo at that elite level doesn't feel the power, the hurt. They just have the balls, the gall.
100%. Balls and heart, man. That's where it's at.
Overcome and just like, I'm going to fight through this shit because my will to win is far more superior than the pain that I'm suffering. I'll rest tomorrow. That right there is definitely a huge.
What about focus?
Focus it goes into it, but that goes into discipline, I think, too. If you're disciplined, you will have that focus. So I think that goes kind of hand in hand, and it's very, very important. Now, having said that, I hope that answers your question. We're now gonna cover though the side little appetizer to the main course, and what we talking about the appetizer may be the main course. So that's what we kind of go with it.
So for this fight card, to me, yes, for me, this is the main event. I don't care what anybody says, but we were talking about this is another rematch, you guys. This is another rematch, and I cannot fucking wait. The man from down under, the Sun legend, Tim Zhu, is going to get another crack with the towering inferno, Sebastian Fundora. Sidebarring,
I love that cat too.
We had the honor to meet Sebastian and his undisputed sister ringside in Vegas. They are such very welcoming, fan-friendly. They were actually climbing up to the stairs.
Extremely cool people.
People couldn't get to them to get a picture or an autograph, and they were walking into the stand showing love. And I was witnessing the entire thing, sitting ringside, and I'm like, now that's a champion, the people's champion.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, in a grueling fight of the year candidate, mind you, too, those guys went to war in that first fight, a bloodbath. Holy freaking hell. If you guys haven't seen it, Google it. Fundora versus Tim Zhu. My goodness.
Hey, if you're squeamish, don't Google it.
Yeah, it's pretty messy.
Listen, to Guapo Damas, when I speak, man, I love Sebastian Fundora, man. That interaction that we were able to have with him in Las Vegas and actually being able to conversate with him and him being so down to earth and actually giving us whatever spot we needed as far as the show came, right? He's like, what do you need? You need pictures? You need a spot? What do you need? You tell me. Amazing dude. He lost that first fight, man. And the only reason he won that first fight is because of the cut on Zoo. And I hate to say it that way. That was a completely different fight.
That was the game changer. That was the game changer.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, since you're already on top of it. Go ahead. So you already started.
Listen, I told you we're gonna make the predictions at the end. To me, I'm just basically covering that part of it.
Okay.
I also stated, man, how much I love Sebastian Fundora. Inferno's dope, man. His sister's dope. She also was really cool people. I also will tell you though, and I don't want to be negative on him, but he ducking Jesus Ramos, man. Jesus Ramos should be in that fight. It shouldn't be Tim Zhu right now. Jesus Ramos was up next in line for that title crack, and I hope he gets it with the winner of these guys, and Jesus Ramos gonna knock out either one. Tell me I'm wrong.
Unfortunately for him, that bullshit bogus loss versus Lubin is what fucking suppressed
That was not a loss. Anybody who saw that fucking fight and knows boxing knows that was robbery.
bullshit.
That was the second biggest robbery since Chocolatito Gallo 2.
Here we go. Here we go. But shout out to the homie Jesus and hey buddy. We're getting you here. Alright? I'm gonna get at you, man. We're gonna get you set up here to get an interview. Can't wait for that one. But he deserves it. That's a stand-up kid. If you guys don't know, man, yeah. Ramos, the dude, Omono, he's such a kind-hearted individual too. So is Sebastian though, just for the record.
Look, I haven't said anything negative on Pandora. I literally started off by saying I love that cat, man. Very humble cat, very cool cat. And when it came to actual fight interaction with fighters, man, one of the most amazing interactions we had was there in Vegas with him. So much love to Sebastian Pandora.
Also, speaking of the Ramos camp, Abel Ramos,
Yeah.
Jesus' uncle,
Yep.
he's going to be on that undercard, on the non-televised undercard.
Oh shit.
Listen,
shout out.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But Abel Ramos, big shout out. But now, since we've covered the lead up to the main course, which we may think may be the main course anyway, now go ahead and lead us into what we're really going to
So the main dish for that pay-per-view Amazon Prime card. That's what we're circling back to now. Now I'm going to restart this whole intro. The return of the living legend and already inducted Hall of Famer. What the? Yeah. The Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pac-Man
comes out of retirement. And he's taking on the young Mario Barrios, who is a G, an Aztec warrior. In fact, I believe
Aztec
Aztec
warrior.
warrior.
Aztec warrior.
See?
Yep.
I'll
No
vouch you on
more
that
locked doors.
No more like
The Aztec warrior is taking on the Pac-Man. And I think Pac-Man should have stayed where he was at, and that was in the comfort of his home. You know, Father Time, man. Father Time is a big deal, and I'm not gonna make the pictures yet because we're gonna go through that and stuff. But I grew up watching Pac-Man, and he has provided entertainment for many of years. I have had the honor to see that man fight live, and it was such a treat. And I have actually grew up seeing him fight on the TV screens with my family and friends. It's been an absolute treat. He's a legend. He's probably this generation's best fighter, in my opinion. Hands down, he's a freaking beast. Love him. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame induction and stuff, but you just got inducted. You just got inducted, and you're gonna step right out I'm gonna go ahead and throw these girls on again and see what's good, bro.
And listen, if there was an Arizona Music Hall of Fame, Guapo Damas would be in it, and I'm still
being
performing now.
active.
But didn't Mike Tyson do the same thing? Come out of retirement? Does it really matter if you can teach an old dog new tricks, right?
No, he didn't do well at all.
But he might not have done well.
No, listen, and I'm gonna say, there's people with valid points on Manny, right? Every time people try to throw dirt on Manny, he all of a sudden comes back and whoops the shit out of somebody who's younger and supposed to be better and supposed to retire.
Or bigger.
I believe Keith Thurman was last time the
a
same
hell
conversation a couple years ago, and he fucking beat the shit out of Keith Thurman. So nobody else is beating Keith Thurman, by the way. Manny was able to do it. Having said that, though, give me a chance to do my rant because we're not doing the picks yet until the end anyway. But I'm gonna do my rant, and I'm gonna tell you, Pac-Man coming back, big story. Some people were pro or con against it. I told you that Jesus Ramos was ducked in the previous fight. I'm telling you that Abel Ramos is being ducked in this one. Abel Ramos beat Barrios in the last fight. I'm going to just keep it real. Through my eyes, I saw Abel actually win that fight. So now I believe he's being ducked in this fight, bro. And it's cool that they're keeping him on the card in there because I'm sure they're keeping the options open for what may be forward with that. But I'm telling you, they not ever going to give Abel that shot again. He looked too good against Barrios.
Guapo, I think you use the terminology of ducking very loosely based, my guy, because there's business decisions that need to be made. There's more money to be made and bigger exposure and limelights. Yeah, you guys already went through the
definition of ducking, though, is it's too dangerous, so we're going to use somebody else.
Or a better opportunity arises. You got the W.
So you're telling me that to you would see Manny Pacquiao as a better option than giving a guy a rematch who almost just beat you?
Absolutely not. But Mario's about to get paid way more fighting Manny Pacquiao. I guarantee that.
Oh, listen, it's a payday. I'm not knocking that part of it, man. I'm just saying let's stay then fair if we're calling it for paydays and people that do it for paydays or making a fight bigger or something like that. Let's judge them all.
And circling back in regards to what you mentioned is the co-main event. Jesus Ramos is the homeboy. That's my dude. You know that. That's my dude, man. That's my dog. That's my homie right there. For real.
100%.
That's my
Much love
boxing
for that.
fam. He deserves and he will be champion. There's not even a debate in my mind in regards to 100%. But you're talking about Sebastian Ducker and the snap. I'll give Sebastian the benefit of the doubt because a rematch versus Tim Zhu is a far more lucrative fight than him taking on Ramos. Respectfully, homie. Respectfully. But you're gonna get your
Cool
shot.
for those that are
You're gonna
big,
get your
big
shot,
fans of watching fighters that fight for money. I once again, my attribute that I said was the most important was the heart. And for me, if you're ducking people, that's taking part of your heart with you.
That is true.
Well, this is a business.
No, listen, I agree on that part of it too.
Right?
I agree on
It's
that
prize
part of it too.
fighting.
So once you take those tough fights, and whether they're controversial or there's a one winner and there's a loser, that winner isn't going to go back to fighting those controversial fights again for smaller pay. That's just not what they're going to do. So to Robert's point,
I agree. I agree that sometimes you got to take the best economical route, right? Like if a fight builds up and it becomes something bigger and you can take a bigger payday.
so that doesn't
that's
mean
cool.
that there's any ducking involved.
No, but I also think that Canelo Alvarez takes a big, huge, humongous knock on him that people are saying that he's ducking David Benavidez, and much love to David Benavidez as an Arizona. Man, there's nothing bigger for us here in Arizona right now than David Benavidez.
No.
But I also think
Hold
he
up.
gets judged
That is
falsely
dumb.
there because Canelo Alvarez is going to wait till he gets $100 million for that fight, and then he's going to fight him. And he's going to get that $100 million. Everybody who said he's ducking him, when they see him collect that $100 million, are going to have something to say. You're going to have something
That
to
is
say
a
about
duck.
it right now.
That
Why?
is a duck.
Why? Economically speaking, David Benavidez until recently hadn't even been able to sell out his own pay-per-views, right? He needed to be a co-main event or have another huge draw on there with him. Canelo Alvarez,
Wrong.
Listen, Canelo Alvarez,
No,
you
listen,
you
wrong.
can put Popeye or somebody else like that on the fucking card with him and he's still selling it out.
Listen, dude. Listen. You're acting like it isn't like Sebastian Fundora is fighting freaking Jonathan Thompson from freaking, Wisconsin or some shit. He ain't fighting some bum. He's having a rematch fight versus a top elite fighter who's a former unified champion. All right? He isn't
I
fighting
get that,
nobody.
but the knock on Benavidez was that he was the next in line to get Canelo shot.
No.
And the guy who's next in line is Jesus
Now,
Ramos. He's the mandatory.
going back with Canelo. Now, if the undisputed freaking #1 mandatory fighter is sitting there waiting, and you're fighting the likes of
That's Jesus Ramos
Munguia,
at this weight class.
Berlanga, guys that don't even deserve and earn a shot at the fucking
Undefeated
title.
fighters.
That's what the problem that I have in regards to that, bro. Because David Benavidez is undefeated. He's proved that he's a better fighter freaking than all those cats, and he's the guy that's supposed to take it. That's a duck. I'm sorry, my guy, and I know you guys disagree regarding that, but yeah.
You guys are gonna make my
Hopefully
next
that's-
question so easy.
I
Go ahead. I'd like to hear it.
So it's been a pleasure being here, listening to you guys and watching
Look, it's
your
been a pleasure having you
enthusiasm.
here.
Thank you.
we got a lot of
My
energy.
question
We got
is,
a lot of energy.
who, for all of each of you, it's a two-part question. Your
Okay.
top 2 favorite boxers, whether old or new, and if I could today give you 2 boxers to fight, whether they fought before or never have, who are the top 2 fighters you would like to see fight against each other?
I say that then we're going your favorite fighter of all time and then your favorite current fighter, right? That's basically what
Well,
it
yeah,
is.
Just
pick
your
one of
2.
these.
Yeah.
All time and current.
For
Let's
me,
do that.
current favorite fighter is Canelo Alvarez, man. I've been following him since he was a 16-year-old kid turning pro. So you can knock on that all you want, but he was a 16-year-old kid fighting grown-ass men.
You were buying those
and handling
pay-per-views
it.
where he
The
wasn't even
story-
worthy of pay-per-views,
the
but
story,
yes.
The story for me is so impactful. His heart, which is one of the biggest attributes that I see in there, has shown to be through the roof. This is a kid who came from nothing and has now become the highest draw in boxing. He is the face of boxing.
He is the face.
for
Don't
me,
deny that. I can't-
Canelo
there's no
Alvarez.
knocking that.
Listen, wait till it's time for you to speak, bro, and
No,
then
no,
go
I'm
ahead, bro.
giving you a run.
Listen, okay. So Canelo Alvarez is my favorite fighter right now, right? If I was to go my favorite fighter all time, Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran to me is the best fighter that's ever lived. Roberto Duran was what turned me to boxing. Man, I'm about to get super emotional here. I don't know how I'm gonna handle this, right? So, just so you guys know, I was extremely close to my grandmother. The only reason that I'm even at all into boxing or into any sport for that reason is that when I was 4 or 5 years old, my grandma would pull me to her side and say, "Look, peep this shit out," and then I'd have to take her opinion on it. And she built what that passion for me and being able to watch boxing. And the one person who she had me watching when I was very early on was Roberto Duran. I'm Central American. Roberto Duran was everything to Central America. Having said that, though, I did see Roberto Duran with some skills that are unmatched. I haven't seen nobody else do that. Roberto Duran at the tail end of was still beautiful to watch. I ran Barkley's fight, like he turned back the clocks, man. To me, I was like, holy shit, I wasn't expecting that out of Duran at that point, right? So Roberto Duran. Which fight I would like to see if you could match up anybody at any point. I would have liked to have seen Floyd Mayweather take on the Roberto Duran to beat Sugar Ray in Toronto the first time. That's where I would go. Go ahead, guys.
Nice. Well, there's so many to choose from. It really
I know,
is.
that's why I asked.
So, favorite fighter of all time, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.
Much love to Senior.
Almost had an opportunity to meet him, walked past him several times, but never had the opportunity to actually meet him. Sometimes it's not a good thing to meet your heroes because they don't turn out to be what they are. But with that being said, still probably my favorite fighter of all time. Current favorite fighter, I don't have a favorite fighter right now. I love so many current fighters. One fight that I desperately want to see, and we just talked about it, David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez before Canelo sails off into the sunset. I don't give a shit about the financials. I don't give a shit about location. Just put the fight on and it's going to do massive numbers.
But we'll be there.
Put it in England. We'll go.
Hey,
I don't give a shit.
Where is that?
Yeah.
4luvofboxing will be ringside. Believe that.
I'm telling you, put it in Wembley. We'll be there.
That's what's up, man. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to have to, I'm not even trying to bite in his answer regards to this, but I want to share a sentiment in regards to my upbringing growing up. It was my father who put me into the sport. As I sit down and watch the
Much love to Robert Ruiz Sr.
the Saturday afternoon boxing where they show like old fights, Sugar Ray Leonard, the Fab Four, including Duran, Hagler, Hearns, Muhammad Ali taking on everybody that he faced, and we used to sit there and watch it. And I used to get such a joy and a kick out of it. And I fell in love with Muhammad Ali. But despite how I feel, I don't think he is the best heavyweight of all time, but he is my favorite fighter of all time. For everything that he stood for people, he's a people's champion.
Mm-hmm.
For everything he stood for in regards of such a dark age of humanity during that time, the shit that he had to go through regarding, racism, the whole, draft dodge and all that. And I studied that man from beginning to end, and I still do. Like, I'm such a huge fan of what he was for not just even the sport of boxing, but for the world. Big fan, huge fan. He's my favorite fighter of all time. And I do want to piggyback off of this. You mentioned actually Roberto Duran. I want to just say this guys. Anybody that pulls up a list for me of their top 10 and Duran's not in the top 3, your list means nothing. That's how great.
That's some shit.
That's how great Roberto Duran was. Respect to that man. Greatness. My current favorite fighter, and as my boy Jerry here did mention, like there's just so many, and it's just really hard. And I got all love to all my Arizona peoples, and I love all y'all. Shout out to every single one of you. Everybody that I get a chance to shake hands and shoot the shit and have conversations and drink whatever. Respect, But even the great Michael Carbajal, whom I've known since I was 12 years old, and he's one of my favorite fighters ever. But my current favorite fighter, it's really hard to make a decision in regards to that. But I'm going to have to pick the current, in my opinion, pound for pound best fighter on the planet. The soon-to-be regained undisputed champion, Alexander Usyk. Because his skills is just unfucking believable. It's such a treat to see such a man of that size move. His IQ, his reflexes is phenomenal. And to see him versus guys that are just so much bigger. Like, the size difference is astronomical. It's so crazy. If you guys haven't fucking seen it, and if you guys are listening to this, you guys already do have. He's not a big dude in that division. He came up from cruiserweight. My goodness.
That's what she said.
He's so talented. And if not for the fucking fact that we actually did give a shout out because his teammate, best friend, and his dad actually trained Usyk too, Lomachenko, that was my favorite fighter. But he just hung him up, so that's not going to be the answer. I'm going to go ahead and say Usyk. Birds of feather flock together. They grew up in the gym together. They had the same trainer. And that's why they were both so skilled at what they do. Now the fight, I'm going to go ahead and follow up right off of that. One fight that I would love to see, and then there's so many. There's that I can go ahead and make it a whole hour segment in regards to that. The fantasy matches. But this was mine. Former undisputed cruiserweight heavyweight champ Alexander Usyk versus former undisputed and heavyweight champion Real Deal Holyfield.
Amazing fight. Amazing fight that would be.
Shit. Two smaller men who took on giants in their freaking time. I would love to see how they will fare.
Now, would you like?
Nope. Now, with that, I will want to see that at cruiserweight.
And
they're prime.
There'd be 800
They're prime in their
in that
peak.
fight.
They're prime in their peak division. They had them. They moved up. So, but they're prime. Their peak is at cruiserweight. I would love to see that because they both whitewashed the division. They cleaned house. I would love to have seen that. That's a fantasy match that actually lives rent free in my head, and I'm not even cut. Sometimes I lose sleep because I'm sitting there and I'm envisioning like the wouldas, couldas. Anyways, boxing fam.
Listen, that's an
That's
amazing point. Look, I'm glad we actually went that route. Thank you, Beto, for actually asking that. Like, that brought up a lot of emotion, a lot of energy that we so needed to close this. Listen, tell me.
Before we close,
go down to this.
we're going to just make our picks regards to the
That's what I said. Listen,
fights.
when I say we're closing, we're just closing this segment. We still have one more segment.
And we still got, yeah.
So we still have another segment that we need you guys to tune into, but we're going to close this one out. All our picks from July 19th, man. Start from the beginning, from the bottom,
Yep.
The lowest fight, man. So go ahead, bro.
Yep. Okay. Fight number one, Brandon Figueroa versus Joet Gonzalez.
Joet Gonzalez, for me, I'm taking the upset.
Brandon Figueroa.
You want to make a pick or you want to sit this out?
I'll sit this one out
Fair.
just because I don't really know
Fair
all
enough.
these folks.
Brandon Figueroa by knockout.
Ooh, that's tough, man. That's going to be heartbreaking. But I'm rooting for my man's Joet, man. Get that W for us, man. Okay. Pitbull Cruz versus Angel Ferrero. Rematch.
Pitbull by knockout.
Fierro.
I'm picking Fierro too. Decision clear. I'm picking that for sure.
Oh.
Yep. All right. Rematch. Sebastian Fundora versus Tim.
No, hold on. No, we got another fight up in there at the beginning of the day.
Really? That's
We started from the fight cards, bro. I'm saying we're
We'll
ending with Barrios.
I'll stop
and
right
Vega.
there. I'll
Right.
stop. Let's go with this one, but we'll go to the main event.
What was the fight again?
Fundora
versus
Zoo.
Tim Zhu.
Rematch.
I got Tim Zhu winning by unanimous decision.
Towering Inferno. Sebastian Fundora. Unanimous decision.
I'm going Tim Zhu. TKO.
Ooh.
6-8. Mid rounds. That's my pick.
Wait, he picked that way, and you guys heard the conversation. He was trying to fucking talk me out of fucking picking that way.
Hey,
Got him.
I love Sebastian.
He got me.
I love Sebastian, but like you just mentioned, there was that cut that caused the whole difference of that fight. 100%.
100%.
All right. So before we go to now, this is the main course of the meals and stuff right here. So start at the beginning of the top. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. DDD.
Listen, experts on the clown, Dubois by knockout.
Oh, what round? Or around what area? Okay.
7.
All right.
Man. Once again, Guapo Dama's doing Guapo Dama's things.
Yeah.
Again, being the voice of reason, Alexander Usyk is going to retain his titles. Late round TKO stoppage.
I'm going to go ahead and just co-sign that right there, 100%. Dubois is going to have early moments. He's going to do his best to try to make something happen, and he will. It's gonna be fun and action packed. But Usyk is just a different monster. He's a different beast. He's gonna break him down like he did the last time, and Dubois is gonna basically sit it out. He's either gonna be sitting in his stool calling it a night, or he's gonna take it in like the last time and just say no mas.
He said no
I'll
mas.
say 8 to
Listen,
10.
he just said no mas because now he's throwing jabs at me.
Yeah, you got that part, huh? All right. Bam Rodriguez versus Flemley Kafua.
Who?
Bless you.
Kazutai.
I got Bam by knockout.
Oh, my turn.
Yeah.
I think Cafu's gonna make a name for himself, but he's not gonna win this fight. He's gonna definitely show the American public that he belongs. But Bam's gonna be Bam, and he's gonna get him out of there late round TKO.
Yeah. It's gonna be a war, and I wouldn't be surprised if both guys actually have some action that's gonna be delivered on during the battle. What I mean is staggering or even some knockdowns, sharing some knockdowns. It's gonna be an actual fight. Trust me, you guys. This is gonna be a really good fight. But I am gonna go ahead and pick the young stud Bam Rodriguez. I do believe he's gonna be the future of the sport, man. He is such a freaking joy. If you guys haven't got a chance to see that guy fight live, oh my goodness. Do yourself a favor.
And this
Get
overrated.
you a ticket. Oh.
So he's a Texas-born kid, and he's
That's
fighting.
why he's overrated.
Oh,
bro.
Yeah. He's fighting in Texas. It's going to be at the Star
This is
Frisco,
home,
which
yeah.
is the Dallas Cowboys training facility. Beautiful stadium, but a beautiful facility. I think Earl Spence
man,
fought there.
very beautiful
Earl
place,
Spence
man.
fought there once. And I think they have a good crowd coming out for this fight too. So the electricity in all of the events on the 19th is going to be off the chain.
Listen, much love to Texas, much love to Big Rob
Big Rob,
out there
what's up,
listening in
homeboy?
from Texas. Guapo Damas told you what's up, bro. That's what's up.
homeboy? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, and actually, I should have probably went this one first with that, but Diego Pacheco versus Trevor McCombie.
I got Pacheco winning by knockout. Sorry, McCombie.
I'm going to take Pacheco by decision. Unanimous.
Team
There's a
AZ,
lot of shit
Team AZ all day, every day for me. You know what it is. I'm rooting McCombie, but sorry, man. Diego's gonna win that unanimous decision.
But come in here and
Come in here and chop it up with
chop it up
Though
and
I will
enjoy
say,
it.
Mr.
I
LP
said-
earlier, about 30 minutes ago, said that he had McCombie in this fight.
No, listen. I said my heart is picking. I said what I said. Prove us wrong, man. Come back here and be like, boom. I want you to go ahead and have us eat our freaking goddamn words. Do that, man. Do that. Because you are a warrior. But let's see what happens and transpires. Now, the main event, the pay-per-view card. Main event. Amazon Prime. The return
On
of the
Amazon
legend.
Prime.
The return of the legend, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao versus Mario, the Aztec Warrior. Mario's.
I think everything points to the younger champion being able to take on that old lion and take care of business. So just like we always say, man, the experts and the clown, I got Manny Pacquiao by knockout.
Woo!
Guapo Damas doing Guapo Damas things.
I do.
To go back to an earlier conversation in this episode, Vero asked about coming up from rough upbringings. Does that define a fighter? Does it help them, in the game? Well, you look at Manny Pacquiao and his upbringing. He was, selling candy or gum or whatever in the streets of Manila, washing windows, chiclets,
Living in
and
a hut.
all that stuff. And that's how he came up. I mean, he came from the gutter of gutters, and became this global phenomenon. Beautiful career, like you said, Hall of Famer. I don't know why he wants to come back. I get it. I mean, it's hard to stay away. You get a belt. Father Time is undefeated for a reason, and Mario Barrios should never be overlooked in any fight at welterweight. He just doesn't have that same pool that a Manny Pacquiao has.
Definitely say.
With all that being said, man, salute to Manny Pacquiao and a wonderful career, but I think this might be his last one in the boxing biz. I got the Aztec Warrior defending his belt in a clear, unanimous decision.
I normally don't do this because when we started off on this show, we called it Split Decision because we always just bantered against each other. And maybe it's just my heart that's speaking.
Oh, I hope he doesn't say some shit towards me.
No,
right
maybe
now.
it's my heart speaking, but not only do I want to see it, but I actually do believe that the old man still has just a little more in his tank. Enough to beat the young, unproven champion.
Who has all... He has all the advantages, too. Except speed.
Barrio's never really...
Except speed, 100%.
He's never really actually been in with the legend, but at the same note, though, we're talking about a legend that's actually, way past his prime. And what I'm predicting is Pacquiao is going to catch him. He's going to starch him. He is going to get that stoppage. And what I expect after that, though, from you, champ, is you go ahead and you get that one last hoorah, that one last victory, get that title, and ride the sunset as a champion and never return. You deserve it. Live your life, man. Go into your political world and say, enjoy your life, man. Don't stick around any longer and get yourself seriously hurt. And I hope you don't even get hurt in this one. I'm rooting for you, and I believe in you, but Father Time, like this man he just mentioned, it's undisputed champion. And I think you made the right choice regarding your opponent. No offense, Mario. No offense. But I think the old man still got one more in him. That's my take.
Hey, man, it's going to be an amazing, wonderful day of boxing. We're going to be blessed to be able to live it. Oh, my goodness.
And y'all going to be blessed because we're going to be serving you with shorts and reels all day and night. Me and Guapadon's going to be sitting right there at the poolside at the homeboy's crib, enjoying these fights outside this big old screen TV. Chilling.
I'm going to be in the pool, but yes,
we'll
be there.
Sure.
Yes. Listen.
But we're going to be giving you guys the content as we always do, man.
Listen,
boxing.
Thank you guys for being here on this Friday night. We're going to keep this shit going, man. But straight up, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Let us pay some bills. Guapo Damas at the top of the world at the RTU Icon radio station. And we out for the moment.
Holla.